All of us are familiar with the effect that Elon Musk's tweets have on Dogecoin. His interpretations of cryptocurrency are taken rather seriously. Still, we have a new person today who has some incredible news about Dogecoin, and it's none other than one of the most popular US spies, Mr. Edward Snowden. Hello guys, and welcome back to Crypto Fire, where we talk about Dogecoin, cryptocurrency, and investing. Before we go any further, please keep in mind that we're giving away 1 Ethereum to a random subscriber. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment on your favorite cryptocurrency. Read our description for more info about it. Now, let's get started with today's video. Before we get into what he said, let's talk about why it matters what he says in the first place. Edward Snowden is a former computer intelligence specialist who leaked highly classified information from the NSA in 2013. His findings exposed a series of worldwide monitoring operations, many of which were handled by the National Security Agency and the Five Eyes intelligence partnership with the assistance of telecommunications corporations and European governments. They ignited a cultural debate about national security and privacy. On June 21, 2013, the U.S. Department of Justice charged Snowden with 2 counts of violating the 1917 Espionage Act and stealing federal property. The Department of State then revoked his passport. 2 days later, he arrived at Moscow International Airport when Russian police spotted the fake passport and restricted him to the transit area. In a nutshell, this is a man who isn't scared of the U.S. government and would tell you things that are actually closest to the truth. Now, before we get into what he said recently, let's get into what he said last month about Bitcoin and why it was incredibly scary news for a lot of crypto holders. He raised concerns about the little to no privacy that comes with cryptocurrency. He said that Bitcoin is really failing comprehensively on the privacy angle. Now in 2021, everybody knows there's a problem when we talk about digital surveillance. The way that you fix this is you make Bitcoin private. You have to make the idea that cryptocurrency is private by design. It's really frustrating for a lot of people in this space that the core development team for Bitcoin has been prioritized because the longer they wait, the more obstacles are going to be put in place to prevent that. He proposed that Bitcoin should be made private by design in order to combat efforts to crack down on so-called privacy cryptocurrencies like Monero. In case you aren't aware, privacy coins allow for completely anonymous transactions. This created a lot of panic for cryptocurrency holders all across the globe. Snowden also called central bank digital currency as awful. He contended that they are troublesome because they allow governments to issue money with a set expiration date. He said that, for economic stimulus, we can give you a payment, but if you don't use it, you lose it. Simply the idea that anyone anywhere can revoke your money is terrifying. Snowden also did an interview with the American Civil Liberties Union in 2018 where called crypto technology the first free money system in the world. He said, Bitcoin may not yet really be private money, but it is the first free money. Way back in 2016, the whistleblower also said that new technologies raise the possibility of unstoppable tax protests. And skip to 2021, that actually came true. Biden's fiscal year 2022 revenue proposal attempts to detect cryptocurrency tax evaders by strengthening existing information reporting rules and information sharing agreements between jurisdictions. Additionally, there is now a reporting requirement when businesses receive cryptocurrency in excess of $10,000 in a transaction. But the good news about this proposal was the $6 trillion budget. As I said in the previous videos, this move by the US government could be translated as printing more and more money into the system. This essentially decreases the value of the US dollar and forces people to look for new hedges against inflation. Now people do realize that the price of gold has remained roughly the same since the start of this year. But the price of cryptos like Dogecoin have risen by more than 10,000% in the same time frame. This is why people are looking to invest more and more into Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Now coming to what Edward Snowden said earlier this week. He said, $6 trillion. This is good for Bitcoin. Snowden's latest Bitcoin tweet was welcomed by the crypto community, and it has been retweeted 9,000 times and has over 12,000 likes right now. On 13th May, he also showed his support for cryptocurrency, saying that This is the first time in a while I've felt like buying Bitcoin. That drop was too much panic and too little reason. A lot of other important people came on board to talk about how the government is printing money and how it's incredible for Bitcoin. Manfred Kara, the founder of BSC, said that, in times of systemic disruptions, Bitcoin should be seen as a serious monetary alternative. Printing money like hell will now have a moral justification in contrast to events before like the bank bailout 2009, thus leading to a total overshoot and an extreme stress test. A number of crypto enthusiasts shared the same sentiment last week, even though many people were liquidated and lost a considerable amount of their portfolio's value. Digital Currency Group founder Barry Silbert said, "I'm buying. This is why Bitcoin was invented." The founder of Bull Bitcoin said that he noticed a lot more buying than usual during the market crash. He said, "If it's any consolation, Bull Bitcoin is having its busiest day of the year. Inbox and new signups are exploding. Had to cancel my plans to hit the beach. People are most definitely FOMO buying the Bitcoin dip at the OTC level. Twice more transactions from buyers than sellers." To be honest, I'm really intrigued to see how the battle between crypto and fiat money will take shape in the coming months. Now, let's begin with some important crypto and Dogecoin news from this week. The president of El Salvador just announced that he is making Bitcoin legal tender in his country. Now, this is an entire country in Central America with a population of 6.5 million people. This is incredible news for cryptocurrency and mostly for Dogecoin because the rate at which its adoption is rising, we could see some countries accept Dogecoin as a legal tender too. And considering this news, we're now 100 steps closer to that. On top of this, last week, the Nebraska governor approved legislation to allow the state to regulate cryptocurrencies. This essentially means that they are allowing people to use cryptocurrency in Nebraska, and it'll be regulated by the Nebraska Department of Banking and Financing. To me, this recent news about El Salvador just seems like an icing on the cake. Talking about Bitcoin and Dogecoin, something hilarious happened in a Bitcoin conference that had nothing to do with Dogecoin. A speaker suddenly tore off his clothes to reveal the Dogecoin t-shirt he was wearing underneath it. I believe this could fuel the already rising escalated battle between the Dogecoin and Bitcoin communities. But if we look at Elon Musk's recent tweets again, we could perhaps conclude that Elon Musk will try to save Dogecoin over and over again. Another incredible thing that happened at the Bitcoin conference was that we got to see Tiesto wearing a Dogecoin t-shirt. If you don't already know, Tiesto is one of the biggest music producers in the world. He has a massive following on both Twitter and Instagram, and I'm sure that this picture would increase Dogecoin's utility in his followers' minds. With that, we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and sharing it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for daily videos on Dogecoin and cryptocurrency. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. Goodbye, take care.